All right, we're good to go.
All right. So we are here at the Burton Score Quarantine Center. I am Ty Easy.
I'm T-Rav.
We are here. We are here to talk about what it's like to be in a quarantine situation in quarantine during COVID. What yada yada.
So for one, the reason why we're doing a split screen right now is because Tyeezy is in Hermitage. He has COVID symptoms. Hence the reason why he looks the way he does.
Yeah.
I think he actually looks cooler than a person would with COVID symptoms.
If that's what I have to, if sick looks cool, then I'm down. All right, cool.
Yeah, and I'm coming live from the Burton Cave, which eventually, when Tyeezy feels better, we will have this live from the Burton Cave, like both of us together. But hence, we're both on COVID leave right now.
Yeah.
So,
what are you doing while you're on quarantine to pass the time, T-Rav?
I just love how you call it T-Rav. Basically, right now I'm just doing nothing. Like I've pretty much been sleeping in every day till about 10:30, 11 o'clock in the afternoon because I have nothing to do. I've already done all the projects around my house I can possibly do. There's nothing I can do. I'm actually really bored.
When do you fall asleep?
It depends. Like 2 nights ago, I stayed up till like 4 in the morning playing the Final Fantasy VII remake. It's like the first time I played it since I bought it, like back in January or whenever it came out. I just don't really play a lot of video games anymore on the PS4, but it's pretty cool. But I started at like 11 because I wasn't tired. I think I had a Dunkin' in me, and then which I've got one right here. But yeah, so next thing I know, like somebody snapped me, and it was 4 o'clock in the morning. They were getting ready to go to work, and they're like, "Hey, good morning." I'm like, "What the, it's 4 o'clock. I need to be going to bed." So, but yeah, I don't know. It's last night I went to bed about 1. I played NBA Jam till about 1:30 in the morning. My new arcade machine that I bought. I love it. It's awesome.
What's it look like?
I don't know if you can see it from here, but
over there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That one there, and then of course I got the Mortal Kombat one too. So yeah, I say I don't play any video games, but the NBA Jam thing was on sale on Black Friday for Walmart, like at the beginning of November. It was like a pre-Black Friday sale. I got it for like $200 off. So I always liked NBA Jam as a kid, but it's got 4 controllers, so like I can have a party down here. It'd be pretty awesome.
Very nice, very nice.
Shameless plug to the arcade 1-up machines. So what have you been doing on quarantine? I know you've not been feeling good.
No, I found out that I do not have COVID, but I'm pretty sure I have a stomach-ish flu that is relative to COVID. Can't taste, can't smell. Stomach is very angry, but the medication that I have makes me feel like I can do things for a certain amount of time. Now, when that medication ends, usually goes about 8 hours, I start to feel pretty shitty again. But by that time, I take more drugs and go to sleep, so it's really not that big a deal. But anyway, while that's happening, I don't have a Dunkin', but I do have. Where'd it go? I lost it. Well, it's over there. Anyway, I was drinking coffee. Now it's over with. But now I'm just drinking water. But anyway, that been doing a lot of online swiping. You know, that stuff. Get that finger pumping working.
I bet you have.
Yeah, a lot of that. No hits. Nobody thinks anybody on quarantine is very attractive. I've realized. So yeah.
Yeah.
HBO is where it's at. Hands down. A lot of that.
Yeah, that did you get that all the apps loaded onto that smart TV?
No. I haven't got to that yet. I use my laptop for everything, so I just plug it in USB, HDMI.
Oh, okay. So
it doesn't. I don't need all that shit. But it is twice the size of the old TV. It's like it makes that TV look like a computer screen. It's
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, also the Black Friday sale at Walmart, I basically cleaned house, and Tyler got a new TV with a smart TV with all the apps because he's never had a smart TV before.
Correct.
So it was an early Christmas present to him, and it's pretty badass.
It's a big TV. For people who can't see it, yeah, it's a big fucking TV.
Yeah, it's huge.
Huge. So
huge.
How much alcohol do you think that you've been consuming since your quarantine? From 1 to 10.
I like how you've got this checklist going.
Yeah.
How much alcohol?
Like daily? Hourly? I don't know. Like, because when I lived with you, so I lived with T-Rap when it was the first coronavirus quarantine. And I started drinking about noon, and I stopped till I passed out. But
well, yeah, you weren't working, and I basically wasn't working either. Yeah, so you might as well. I mean, there's really nothing else to do when
there's nothing to do.
I mean, you can't go anywhere. The only place that was open was the bowling alley. But you can't bowl every day. Like my back would be like ripped to shreds if I bowled every day.
So do you drink when do you start drinking?
Honestly, I don't like that much. I've actually been trying to cut back because I'm starting to get a gut. Well, when COVID first started, we were drinking all the time. Busch Light Champion. But like now during this COVID, like I'm just trying to chill out and just enjoy the quietness of the house. And last night I drank a little bit while I was playing NBA Jam, but but I honestly only drank like 3 beers, and I just didn't feel like drinking anymore. So I've weaned it down. I think we both drank so much over the last few years. Once you get in your 20s and 30s, I mean, at the end of your 30s, you want to start to wind down and quit drinking as much, especially when you start gaining weight, which my high metabolism is not working as well as it used to.
I think I would drink like 6 beers by 2 o'clock, and then I would just not stop. Now I probably can drink like 3 and have a humongous headache the next day.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Maybe my metabolism is shot.
Well, we've also been drinking. We've been doing a whole lot of the craft brewery thing, so it's not like at the beginning of COVID we were drinking Busch Light, Modelo's, and Montucky's. Now we're drinking everything else that's medium and dark. We've actually been making use of like Cappy Trails Brewing Company and Red Silo that's here in town and stuff like that, and just gotta love that stuff. It's awesome. But man,
I don't know, man. I can drink 1 Red Silo and I'm fucking done. I am out. Like, I met you that one day. I walked there and I had 1 beer and I felt like the floor just. I was like, I gotta go. Where's my car? Oh wait, I can't drive. Damn it.
Yeah, that was a rough night.
Yeah.
I think we were.
A lot of people were mad that day.
Yeah, I think we were both having relationship issues, and that night was rough.
No, not fun at all. I actually puked the whole morning. I woke up at like 5 a.m. that night and hurled all in front of a porch.
Did you drink any liquor that night?
No. I ate a weed brownie.
Oh, well, that still shouldn't make you sick, though.
I don't know. I don't know.
I wouldn't think.
I don't remember. What kind of projects Like, you said you've been doing all the things you have left to do. Like, what have you been doing? Like, building things, like painting things, or I see you have your Transformers behind you. You've been collecting things, so.
Yeah, mostly in the summer, because like the way I was working from home, doing, they actually sent me a laptop. I was working from home, but like a lot of times we weren't even getting calls. So like when I wasn't getting calls, I'd run around the subdivision and stay busy. But as far as working on the house, I just I painted like the garage doors, um, painted the back door of the basement. Like, I put a, I've got an upper deck. I've got two decks to my house, and there's a half of the upper deck did not have a roof over it. So I made many trips to Lowe's and Ace Hardware and put a roof over the other half of the deck. So now like you don't get rained um, on the other side of the deck. Um, and I've got a TV mount out there. So I've got one of those TVs from Black Friday I put out there. I put a big bracket out there. So I've got like a 55-inch TV outside.
How many TVs do you own?
When it's nice outside. I don't leave it out there all the time, obviously. Oh God. Well, if they keep making them that cheap, when you get a 4K HD TV for nothing, like instead back in the day when I bought my first HD TV, it was like $2,000. Now you're getting for like the one that I put outside was only 128 on a Black Friday special. So I've got I've got two here in the Burton Cave. I've got the one that I take outside, and then I've got the one in the living room. I've only got 4 TVs. No, I've got another one. I've got that little small one that I had in my bedroom that I took down. So 5 TVs, but
5 TVs in one house.
yeah, only 4 of them are smart TVs though. So
okay, got it. As long as they're smart.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's no point in. So the cool thing about having a smart TV is like if you've got really good internet, you just get Hulu Live and Netflix and everything else, and you don't have to pay for like DirecTV or anything else. Um, and you can stream on all your TVs at the same time, and it just runs off your internet connection. If your satellite goes out, you don't have to worry about it, like because it's running off your internet. It's like the best thing that's ever came out. Hulu Live's awesome. I love it.
Hulu Live is pretty awesome. I love it.
It is awesome.
Well,
what so like what I mean, I love how you got the checklist, but like what do you do like when you're not sick? You just been I know you've got hobbies and stuff that you do.
Yeah. Smoke weed. Drink. Preferably straight vodka, but if I have Kahlua and half, I will drink a White Russian. Write as much as possible. I write Chef 4. I also watch movies. Have to keep up on the movies. Therefore, me and you can tolerate, cinematography and Burton score conversations. I like to quote movies instead of actually have conversations with other people. So that way I go, what are you talking about? Like if you're going to go out with a smile. What does that mean? Never mind. We're not going to be friends. It's fine. So, and the people that do know what that's from, we're going to be friends one day. You don't know that yet. But besides that, I work. Let's see. If I was not sick and in quarantine, I think when I was at your house, I was hacking wood behind your house with a pickaxe.
I remember that. That was so great. He was beating the shit out of that wood with a machete.
That too. I was using that. I actually
coincidentally you are wearing a Jason Voorhees COVID mask, so like you're all about that life.
I actually had to stop doing the machete because when I was doing it, I was really drunk and I didn't want to like miss and like hack my arm. So I put that down. It's weird, like when you're drunk, you always want to do things with sharp things.
Not me.
No. Maybe that's just because I'm a chef, but it's like every time I'm shit faced, I want to touch things that are sharp and use them violently. Maybe I need to go to therapy. I don't know.
I may be watching too much horror.
It could be, yeah.
Which you also write horror as well. So
I do, yeah.
so those of you who don't know, Tyler is a published author. He has a book, actually 3 books called Chef Horror Mini Stories, available on Amazon. So check it out.
Yes.
And they're actually pretty awesome. So I'm 2.5 in on the book. So I've read the first 2, and I'm about halfway through the 3rd one.
You have started reading the 3rd one.
Yeah, I'm about halfway through it, but I'm actually going to have to start all over because, like, the way things have been going, I've been doing other stuff. So,
right.
But I've got to start all over so I can get the full effect again. But the first 2 definitely need to be turned into movies, like bad.
Definitely the second one. The second one should be a movie for sure.
Yeah, actually, I think the first one, if any of like between the 2, because well, actually both of them, but the first one, I really, it was obviously the first time you wrote a book, and but it was like I could totally see this happening, and the way that you talked about, like the way that you wrote stuff, I could actually, like I got it, like
you can identify with it.
Yeah, it could really happen. Like it could. Well, I mean, here in where we live, there's not a lot of murders going on, but like I could see, like it's like our bros hanging out, or friends hanging out, or family hanging out, and then all the crazy shit happening too. I could see happening over time. That was pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, like you said, I identified with it. Thank God it's not real and it's a fictional story, but it's
of course,
man, it's a hell of a horror movie.
But yeah, so I do that, and then I like to make food. Really, when I lived with T-Rab, I fucked his kitchen up a lot. So I like to make messes. But I still am very OCD. When we lived with what was it? Me, you, 1, 2, pretty much 4 people in one house. Actually, I think it was 5. They all focus on one refrigerator. All right. And so you notice, like, you open the door, like random shit everywhere. And so one thing was like, does anybody realize that this is all just one big fucking mess? So I realized I started turning into OCD. So I always color coordinate. So when I'm bored,
that way.
Like folding, cleaning, just like almost sound like a woman. I almost sound like a woman right now. Jesus Christ.
What anyway. Man? This summer was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
I had one of my best friends that I graduated with. He moved in with me after he got a divorce, and then his son moved in after his mom passed away in the tornadoes that we had down here. So we had him, and then of course his girlfriend was here all the time, which was no big deal. She didn't actually spend the night or anything. She just visited every day. And then of course you had Ty Easy was here, me, and then I was dating somebody at the time as well. So literally, I think the 6 people actually, 5 or 6 people we had in the house all the time, and which I've got plenty of room in the house, but for 6 months to 8 months, that's a long time to have that many people in the house.
Every room had 1 to 2 people in it. There was no room that you could go to and just like escape. And which is what me and T-Rav were used to, is like, like we like big houses or open fields or something where we could go to and escape busyness or reality. But it was like when the government tells you to shut down, and then people that don't have homes to go to, so they're staying with you. You're doing it out of the kindness of your heart, but it's like, all I want to do is go to my room and not hear anything, or go and like jerk off and not have to worry about if somebody's listening to me or not. It was weird, but we got through it. And I think he owns his own house now, and your house is practically empty now. So
it is empty, other than me. Since then, you actually went back to work. Yeah. I think right before September happened. My buddy bought a house in the subdivision right up the road, which is basically the same size house as mine. He got a hell of a deal. I'm so super happy for him and his girlfriend and his son. And just to reiterate, it was tough during the summer having all those people here, but I don't regret it. like it was definitely worth it. Like I love helping people out. I have nothing bad to say about the time that they were here, but it is a lot when you've got a lot of people here and you started from one person in your house to six. But that's why I'm here to help people. Hey, I would do it again in a heartbeat. But yeah, it's so that's something I had to deal with during COVID. Um,
I don't think you'd have six again. Maybe like two more people.
well, I mean, it just whatever happens, happens. Like I'm always here to help somebody. So,
All right.
um, and at the beginning, I actually offered him. I said, I mean, he just went through a divorce and he's looking for a place to stay. You know, get out of his parents' house. I was like, yeah, come on in. Like $300 a month. Come on over. That's cheap.
Money!
I mean, that's cheap for anybody to move in a 2,500 square foot house. So,
Right.
but I don't care. I mean, I didn't really need the money. I mean, because you know, I make decent money, but for yeah. Anyway, it was an experience.
Cool. I wonder if it's going to happen again, and if it does, let's say that six people. So you're saying that if six people showed up to you again and be like, "Hey, I need a place to stay," you would say yes.
A couple of them I would.
Couple.
And it depends on the person too. It depends on the person too. I'm not just going to let anybody move in my house. I've made that mistake before, a long time ago. And then like them not offer to help do anything or not pay rent or do anything.
Mhm.
Like even if they didn't have a job, you know, that'd be one thing, but it gets to a point where you know, there's a lot of moochers out there too, and they just want to use you, but and then they want to turn the house into a party house, and I'm not about that life anymore. Back when I had my first house, it was a big party house all the time, every day of the week.
Oh, North Maple.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, they're all good friends, but it was just I mean, I did it. I mean, I'm the one that threw the parties, and then people that lived there wanted to throw parties. I was like, hell yeah! We had like like a whole wall full of empty boxes of beer, like that we posted, like we put them up against the wall, and like it got crazy. Beer pong in the middle of the living room or the kitchen. I'm glad those partying days are over. I'm too old for that shit now. So now I just come home from work when I am working and we're not on COVID relief. I come home, drink a couple beers, and chill in the Burton Cave and play the pinball machine or the arcade machines, and just I've got darts down here. I've set it up this way, that way I don't have to go out to the bars, so I don't have to go out and get crazy. I can just chill here in a safe environment, play some music,